Bande Matram, good evening. So, welcome all of you. The topic we are going to discuss now, right now, is an interesting topic. Of course, it is a continuation. We were discussing right now the part one. The topic is really detection of the souls by the mother after death. So part one we have already discussed. Now we are going to discuss it in brief. That is part two. About the topic will be right now. I will try to stress upon the caption will be detection of the souls by the mother after the great sadhaka's death. So after death, detection of the souls by the mother. This is the topic of discussion for two. Right now it is part two. So already we have discussed and we have stressed upon many questions arises, many letters come physically or non-physically or through letter anyway, visibly or invisibly. People keep asking about these people who were staying in the ashram. They were great sadhakas. They were standing very much close to Mother and Sri Aurobindo. They were busy, right? The entire life they dedicated for the mother's work, and they were staying as the attendants or aides to Mother and Sri Aurobindo. They was there. And they have already passed away because we know at the time being this immortality of consciousness they have gained, but physical immortality it is a matter of time. It will take place maybe after time. But still, then people keep questions: where are they? Really? What actually? How can you find? How can you mother? Can you quote the? You can you detect? Trace the position of their souls. Anyway, we few quotations we have, few examples we have seen in the part two. Here also we can find some here. There was question was all put to mother, and the great sadhak Prachandji, who even when struck by a paralysis was the paralytic stroke, wrote to his able right hand the work that the mother and Sri Aurobindo have been doing in the body of mine is not yet over. He knew that was not over. He was feeling sorry that is not over. Anyway, paralytic attack is there, and till it is over it will continue to remain alive. So body is required, it has to do some work still, but paralysis, that is the great thing and a great obstacle on the way. So question that intrigues us, that question: when after 2 long years Parichandji breathed his last, saying after this writing the question, what happened to him? Where did his soul go? That was one question. And another question also we find through the letter we have seen. And the strange case of our friend Professor Professor Arunendu, about his, it was a question. On a particular darshan day, he reached the mother's chamber after having climbed many steps of a staircase, bowed down before the mother's picture in a gesture of a pranam, and then dropped down the dead there itself. We wonder what happened to him after the death, and where is he now? That was the question, not only once or twice. This is when the mother's darshan day, having darshan, he has made the end. So there is somehow curiosity. There are some queries. Where it is, where is soul really is. Anyway, we'll discuss. We'll see one mother's explanation is there. I have come to conclusion that there is nothing which is really death. Very beautifully mother course initially. There is I have come to conclusion that there is nothing which really, nothing which is death there. There is only an appearance based on the limited view, of course. But this is not the appearance based upon the limited view. But there is no radical change in the vibration of the consciousness, that collected volumes of the Mother, volume 1, page 61, Mother has written. Anyway, these are the questions, these are the queries, these are the puzzles we are getting, actually puzzling us since the last, because people keep asking questions. So people among the greats, so people who are really greats, and among the not so greats, actually very few queries question. Of course something is there, even if the mother is explaining, It is not coming into the limelight. It is written, but the thing is that the questions would have been put about the people who are really great among so greats. So anyway, few couple of examples we have discussed in the previous one, and part one, of course. In this part two of our discussion, Mother detects the soul after death. So this detection will find Sri Aurobindo, the mothers in their light will try to discuss what happened. It is almost, you will feel something like a story. Of course, it will be very touching stories. You will be very much anxious to know what happened to them. Still, then there are actually our to our queries, mother has the explanation. If there is a question from us, there is an answer from the mother. There is, if there is a problem with our with us, there is a solution with the mother. So we'll try to try to rely on the mother's answers. Anyway, so today, this evening, we are going to discuss very interestingly G and old devotees. Here, mother, from the mother's explanation, we'll see that narration will try to put out. G, an old devotee, entered his son's consciousness after breathing his last. Of course, he died, breathed his last. When his son was coming to inform about the great incident, of course, it is a great incident for us because death is the spirit's opportunity. Death is a passage to immortality. Immortality assured itself by death. Death's grief can break our bodies, not our souls. Immortal by renewed mortality. Many great epigrams we have seen in Savitri, and many things, many great sentences, great assurances we have found in Sri Aurobindo Savitri and Mothers and Sri Aurobindo's quotings. In many upon it is a solace, it is a consolation, of course, it is to us. But anyway, if G, of course, an old devotee, meets in breathes his end, and his son, of course, he comes to intimate the news. He came to mother's room. It was there, of course, mother in her view, and her universal existence, mother could be able to know everything in her upper view. Anyway, when the son was proceeding towards the mother's room, this man, the departed soul, the departed man, actually, actually he entered in his son's consciousness. And when the son thus reached the mother's room, when the young man went to the report about the father's demise. So, because he is there inside the mother, no, inside the son has come to give the information of his father's demise. That time, actually, at the sight of the mother, the vital being of the dead father left the son's body. It was there in the he came with the consciousness of his son. When the vital being stood before the mother, then immediately what happened? The vital being of the dead father left the son's body, took the form of a smiling babe, took the form of a smiling babe, and ran and jumped into the welcoming arms of the mother. Immediately ran, and here and there, John ran to the mother, jumped into the welcoming hand of mother. Just imagine how the scenario great will be there. How the great display, this of course scenario will be there, and his own son, of course, when he was in physical, so called his own son, he will be observing the scenario. Of course, I don't know when he will be remembering or recalling, or actually he will be understanding something or not. But that great scene, at least he will be observing. Anyway, we'll go for the another story that is a big story. Actually, it's an early ashramite. Early ashramite in the sense, of course, attended the ashram before a very before a very small time. The great scholar and developed sadhaka, of course, early ashramite, but he has got two great things with him. Great scholar and dedicated developed sadhaka, very close to Sri Aurobindo. When he passed away in 1965, it was the year it has been referred. So different parts of his being went to different destinations. Just imagine. Then what happened? Which one went to what? His mind went to Sri Aurobindo. Psychic being merged with the mother, and his vital remained behind to help his near and dear ones whom he had left after death. So just imagine, it was the great thing, great achievement by the departed soul. Mind, actually, he was close, very much close to Sri Aurobindo. Mind went to Sri Aurobindo, psyche being merged with the mother, and the vital remained with them to help them who had who had been left at death. Again, mother, we will go for another example, that is I. Already I have spoken. The name is not mentioned. We should not be. We can just guess, but actually we should not be wild or confused. Very advanced sadhaka, truly, in the views of the mother. His being completely integrated, and his being was completely integrated, and all the parts of his nature were consciously centered around the psychic being. Very much, very much. It's very truly. Mother evaluates, mother speaks means that is, it has got its own worth. When he breathed his last because of the coronary thrombosis, maybe a cancer type coronary, vein coronary and the pulmonary coronary thrombosis. His soul was not held back in its post-death journey, but ascended straight to the abode of Sri Aurobindo. Nothing could actually stop him. Nowhere could be able, nothing could be checked because no walls, no vital, physical, nothing. Straight he went to the Sri Aurobindo's abode. Then, of course, J, a young sadhaka, actually, he was involved in a road accident. He was moving with a bike, and it actually got hurt against a very speedy truck. Of course, he was forbidden to bike. Anyway, he was biking, and there was an accident with the running truck. Immediately, he was in coma, got injury in the head, then in the hospital in the unconscious state. Then the vital being went to the mother and expressed his wish not to die so soon, because this work is not finished. It would hamper the continuity of the spiritual sadhana. That's what his vision. Vital being went and claimed at the mother. Then mother assured him that, don't worry, I will bring you back soon to my proximity, by placing the psychic being in the growing child in the womb of the sister. That time his sister was pregnant. Actually, one infant was actually growing in that womb of the sister. With the growing child, through the growing child, mother will put in the psychic being and bring him back. So that was the assurance. Anyway, after the getting assurance, the sadhaka finally left. Anyway, next one we'll go for the cake. K. That is the aged inmate of Sri Aurobindo's ashram. Mother considered her as a friend and sister. The great Orientalist, practicing Buddhist sadhika also, Buddhist sadhana, and afflicted by the serious malignant cancer again. So, died in the Vellore hospital. Before meeting his end, before going, and her vital subtle being came to the mother and apprised her that none would ever know what happened to him after death, to her, of course, a lady, after death. And she died. After her death, mother cried, sought for her soul. Here, and everywhere, but in all supraphysical worlds of existence, but could not find it. It was probably being a Buddhist sadhika, must have disappeared into the nirvana. Finally, mother quotes, will see another old ashramite, that is L. Because of this painful chronic illness, he had to remain on bed for months together. For months together, he was actually confined to the bed and sick bed. The bitter in the heart and lose interest of the life. Consciousness becomes very darkened. Actually, death came, and that time actually a luminous symbol of Sri Aurobindo descended from above, touched his forehead, protected the vital being with the safe ambience, and carried it away through the perilous passage which every departed soul might breathe. So just bypass this vital world and all, nothing suffering and all. Sri Aurobindo straight carried away to the upward. Thank you.